Good morning, guys. It's 5:56, 25.5 degrees. It is day 27, month April 29th, and I am on top of Suitsil. I'm waking up. Alright folks, good morning. It is 7:06 in the morning. Man, my watch says it's 28.6 degrees. That doesn't seem right. Maybe it's just the wind chill, but it feels a whole lot colder than 28 degrees. Check this out. So kind of the glowing period of the morning has passed, but still got that beautiful sort of hazy mountains. Very, very, very cool. Might notice the new piece of gear upon my head. That is the goose feet. What's it? Goose feet down parka or something. Goose feet down balaclava, something like that. I ordered that, kind of a panic buy just before starting the trail. In fact, so late that I had to email the guy who runs the company and see if he'd be able to get it out to me in time. He wound up sending it to El Paso to my brother's in-laws house, where I kind of staged before getting on trail. But it is a double stuff down balaclava, cinches down like this. It can be just like Kenny from South Park. Slept in it last night and it was a dream, as was the 0 degree sleeping bag. Both just absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Slept great. Really, really good. It's just a cool thing to be sleeping up on a mountain of such cultural significance to so many people. So yeah, but definitely a cold morning. Today, yet again, not really sure exactly what the plan is. I think if we're lucky, we have 6 or 7 miles to the first water source, and if we're less lucky, we have 15 miles to the first water source. So we'll kind of see how lucky we are. Either way, I have about 2 liters, and honestly, in this temperature, that's going to be plenty to get me started. So, not sure how long I'll hike in this head sleeping bag, as my sister called it, but you know, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it for now. That's for darn sure. So, yeah, not a whole lot else to report. Suitsil was amazing. Really, really, really a cool mountain. So far the legs are feeling okay after that big old climb yesterday. Just a little weary, but not sore, not tight. Perhaps just a little weary is what I would say. So anyways, there is melted and refrozen snow all over this trail, and that's just a little bit treacherous if I'm being honest. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the recording and check in with you guys later. Kind of use some more energy in getting down this safely. So yeah, anyways, good morning. I'll talk to you guys later. guys, 12:39 p.m., 66.2 degrees. And I've just made it to that water source here about 15 miles into the day. It is this cattle trough made out of a big old tractor tire of some sort. Big old piece of machinery. But honestly, as CDT water goes, it looks all right. So I'm definitely going to take some, filter it up, and call it pretty good. I think our next water source is in just about another 15 miles or so, something like that. So Midnight and I had been talking about maybe doing, I think I might have explained this already, but doing our kind of wet dinner here, and then moseying on another 10 miles or so for the day to put in, you know, about 25 miles on the day. But we'll carry out whatever water we need for tonight and tomorrow when we leave here. And then have, you know, a quick little jaunt to get to the next water source tomorrow morning, which again, if we do 10 more today, would put us about 5 miles away from it tomorrow morning, which is pretty good. So far, it's been a pretty nice day. I mean, definitely, it's been nice to be walking through the forest, especially, I don't know if you can tell, but it's the second consecutive red flag warning day out here on the CDT. So that means very high winds and definitely no fires allowed. Not that ever poses any sort of loss for me, as I don't typically make fires. But it is to say that definitely there's a lot of wind, and I'm thankful to be in the forest because we just passed through a little bit of an open clearing, and I could see again that huge wall of dust sort of kicked up all throughout sort of the flatlands, the plains, just to whatever that would be. I think the east or so, or west, I don't know, some direction. A lot of dust out there anyways, whichever the heck direction it is, and I'm happy to not be there. So we are back to cow poop land, obviously, but cow poop land means that there's a trough anyways, and I'll take it. So anyways, I'm gonna sit down, filter up some water. Midnight shouldn't be too far behind me here, and yeah, get some food going, and then we'll mosey in a little bit. All right, guys, 6:33, 55.8 degrees. Made it to camp for the night. It's my tent right here. I think Midnight kind of posted up back behind those trees, maybe about 75 feet away or so. It was a boring day, man. I mean, it was really cool to wake up on Suitsil this morning. That was definitely a great experience, getting to watch that sunrise. Sorry I wasn't able to share too much of that because of the cold. But waking up on that mountain was really, really special and pretty cool. And as soon as we got off that mountain, obviously checked out that little lookout that was pretty nearby. And aside from that, it's just been, again, red flag warning, so high wind, high dust, and boring road walk. So I did see like 3 white-tailed deer kind of charging across the street at one point, which was pretty neat, but that was kind of the highlight of the day. Yeah, man, aside from that, it's just been, boring, tedious road walking with no super clear end to the road walks in sight. Eventually, I'd like to think and hope we'll be on a trail, but you know, I mean, really, you know, before I get to Debbie Downer or whatever, it's still a pleasure to be out here, and I'm still having a lot of fun. I am going to be having a lot more fun once we actually get on trails, but yeah, it's been cool to see the environment change as well. Just now we have all these trees and stuff, and that's really neat. Really neat to have trees, so I'm excited about that too. But yeah, I think I'm gonna bunk up relatively early, pretty much as soon as I snap off and start processing video, and then you know, hopefully turn in early. Tomorrow should be a fine enough day. It looks like it's gonna be 6 miles to our first water source, and after that it's gonna be 12 miles to our second water source. And that will be our last water source for the day. So it'll be kind of similar to today in that respect. Probably camel up, drink a lot of water at that 6 mile source, carry 2 or maybe 3 liters or so to that one 12 miles beyond, and then definitely have wet dinner at that one 18 miles from here, and load up what we need for the night, and the next morning probably hike another 6 or 7 miles, and then go to sleep, and then hike 6 or 7 miles the next morning to the first water source of that day. But Whew, that's looking way too far ahead. So, yeah, I guess really. Oh, very important note. I got another notification that one of the viewers, one of you, Daniel Cross, bought me a coffee again. So that's the fourth person to buy me a coffee, and I really appreciate it. So thank you, Daniel Cross. And on a similar note, I got a text this morning while I had service up on Zootsil from Landfill, my old AT buddy Landfill, congratulating me on 1,000 subscribers. So thank you, Landfill, and thank you to everyone who's been following the channel. That's definitely pretty humbling to know that there's 1,000 people who are interested in watching me walk through the woods and talk about it and stuff. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for those of you who comment frequently. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, obviously hit the subscribe button and stuff, and you know, hit the little like button and all that. You know, I always love reading your comments. I think anyone who's been on this channel for a while knows it might take me a few days before I'm able to respond, but I definitely pride myself on trying to respond to every single comment that's left, because I really do appreciate it. So thank you to everyone who follows the channel, and thank you above and beyond to Mr. Cross for your coffee. So with that, guys, I am going to turn in, and I will see you tomorrow.